Hi guys, my name is Stephanie and you're highly welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I'll be sharing with you guys how I made this street gown with V-shape sequence design. So these are the materials I'll be making use of in this project. I have these 3 yards of Ankara fabric. I have 3 yards of this African print fabric, black and white African fabric, and then I have 1 yard of sequence material I'll be using for the upper side and the downside of the gown. And I also have this crepe fabric, this black crepe fabric I'll also be using as well for the design at the downside. And I also have stay or canvas gum, and I also have the lining I'll be using for the inside as well. I have this bias, this shiny bias or trimming that I'll also be using, and I have my zip of course, and other materials here that I'll be making use of, the thread and other materials. So please keep watching till the end. So I've gone ahead to fold it into 2. It's going to be the front, so I'm marking the neck width of 3 inches and then the neck depth of 3.5 inches. So I'll be drafting the front first before placing it, using it as a template to cut it back. So I went there to connect it like that, and then I'm marking her shoulder. Her shoulder is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. I added half an inch for sewing allowance, so I went down by 1 inch for shoulder slope, and I went ahead to connect it all the way to the neck width. And then the armhole, making use of 7.5 inches, I went ahead to mark it and then mark a straight line all the way to the downside. And the next thing is that I'm going to be dividing it, the 7.5 by 2. Just place my tape like that and then divide it by 2, and then I'll go ahead and place it like that and then mark it. So that's the midpoint of the armhole, and then I'll be going in by half of an inch for the front. Okay, and then the next thing is to be marking to her waistline. So from her shoulder to her waistline is 16. I actually made a mistake here. I marked 18 inches, but I later on corrected it. So from the waistline you go down by 18 inches for the hip point. I went down by 18 inches for the hip point. So I'll go ahead and draw a straight line connecting all the points to the other side. And the next is that I'm going to be marking the full length of the gown. So from the shoulder line I will go ahead and mark all the way to the full length. So I'm going to be completing the downside with the sequence and the crepe. So I'm marking 38 inches. I added 1 inch, 39 for the sewing allowance at the downside, and also joining half an inch of joining at the shoulder side. So I marked 39 and drew a straight line all the way to the other side. And next is to be dividing her bust measurement. Her bust is 35. I'll divide it by 2, and then I'll go ahead and mark it right there. And then I'm adding ease allowance of 1.5 and then sewing allowance of 1.5. I mean, if you actually want it to be the gown to be a bit free, the 1.5 inch for ease is okay. But if you want it to have a bit of shape, please, it's actually too much. 1 inch should be okay. So I'll also go ahead and divide her waist measurement. Her waist is 30 by 4. I will mark and then mark 1.5 for ease, 1.5 for sewing allowance as well, like I did for the bust. I'll do the same thing to the hip as well. Her hip is also 35. I'll divide it by 4. I'll mark it and then mark 1.5 for ease, 1.5 for sewing allowance as well. So the next thing is that I'm going ahead to connect all the points from the bust to the waistline and also to the hip line. Like I said, I mistakenly marked 18 inches instead of 16 inches, but when I was done I discovered it and then I made the correction before cutting the gown. Alright, so from that hip point I will just connect straight to the downside, and then for the armhole I will go ahead and connect it like this. So I went in by half of an inch. I will not be cutting it now. When I am done cutting the back, then I will cut the front armhole. So I connected it like that, and like I told you guys before, the full length is 56 inches, but I marked 38 inches, and then I'll be completing it with the different panels of 6 inches each. So when I'm cutting the panels, I'll cut them 7 inches, so that by the time I join half an inch each, I will have the length that I actually want at the downside. So the sequence is going to be 6 inches. The two crepe panels are also going to be 6 inches plus 1 inch of sewing allowance. So the next thing is that I'm going ahead to cut out the front. I went ahead to cut it and I placed it on the back folded by 2 as well. So the neckline of the back is going to be different I went down by 1.5 inch, so I went there to connect it, and it has a zip allowance of 1.5 inch, and then the side is going to be the same. It's just the neckline and the zip allowance side. So I'll go ahead and cut it now, slant the shoulder, and then from the armhole and the side, and also the down part is going to be the same. So guys, after cutting, I'm just going to be notching where the zip is going to stop. I'll notch it so that I'll not be confused when I'm fixing it, and then I'll divide the two panels of the back. So guys, after doing that, this is what I have. So I'll go ahead and fold the back out, and then I'll be cutting the armhole of the front now. So like I went in by half of an inch like I told you guys earlier, so I'll go ahead and cut it and then go in by the half of an inch. And guys, I also went ahead to cut all these different panels as well. They are long enough to go around, and then the wideness I told you guys is 7 inches each. So the front is going to have two of the crepe panels at the downside. So you see, I went ahead to also gum it with gum stay as well, so that it will be a bit firm. I gummed the gum stay on each of the panels, and also for the sequence as well. So this one, it was not enough, so I had to use gum stay for it, and I did the same thing to this other one as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be placing them on the fabric. The first one that is going is the crepe fabric. The sequence is going to be in the middle, so the crepe fabric is going to go first. I'll place it and then sew about half of an inch, and then I'll turn it, and then also place the sequence on the crepe, and I also go ahead and sew it and also turn it, and also still place the crepe as well, because the sequence is going to be in the middle. I'll place it and then also sew it and turn it. So when I'm done, I'll go ahead and neatly open it up and iron it, and I'll do the same thing to this back as well. So you see the back have two, so each of the panels for the back are going to be divided by two. Like you see, this one is folded into two. I'm going to be dividing it to be using for the other side, so I will just go ahead and join them. And then for the design of the sequence for the front piece, I also went ahead to gum this canvas gum on it very well, and then the length that I have here is about 19 inches, but I'll be making use of 18 for the length. And then so the width is about 21 inches, because it will be folded like this into two, and then I will be going ahead to place the front piece on it just the same way you see like this. I'll place it like this, and then I'll be marking from the shoulder line. I'll arrange it, and then I'll be marking from the shoulder line. So her shoulder is 15 inches divided by 2, that's 7.5. So the half an inch that I left, I added earlier, is going to be for sewing allowance, so that's where it's going to stop. So I'll be connecting it just the same way you see like that. I'll connect it straight to the 18 inches that I actually told you guys earlier, because it's going to be stopping at 18 inches. I wouldn't want it to stop exactly at her half length. If you want it to stop at the person's half length, it's okay, but I wanted it to be a bit longer, so that's why I added extra 2 inches. So I went there to connect it. I actually slant it all the way to the downside, so I'm going ahead to cut it now with my scissors all the way to the downside. So guys, this is actually how it looks like. So this is how the whole thing looks like after placing it. So we just arrange it like that. So you see that I left half an inch for sewing allowance for the sleeve. So basically, this is actually how to cut the V-shape design. So there's going to be this bias that will actually be placing from this side. I'll place it like that, and then take it all the way to the downside from one side, and I also go ahead and place it from the other side as well. When I place it, I'll cut it and then also place it from this other side as well. Place it like that, and then I will go ahead and connect it all the way to the down part. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. So guys, I will first of all go ahead and pin it. I'll pin it so that it will not move and give me too much headache when I'm sewing it on the sewing machine. I'll go ahead and pin it, but I'll really advise that, guys, you hem it with the hemming gum from the side and then sew it at the tip first, because it actually was moving a bit when I was sewing, and before placing this other one on it and sewing it, just make sure that the sequence itself is already held on the fabric. So I also wanted to place a hemming gum on the bias, this big bias. I place it and then iron it so that it will be stable, and then I'll go ahead and be sewing from the two sides, sew it from the other side and the other side and this side as well. So this other side, I'm going to be connecting it all the way. You see that I have the hemming gum there, so I'll be connecting it all the way to the down part. So guys, this is basically what it looks like. I also went ahead to cut the lining for it, and I actually turned the neckline and turned the sides as well. So you see that the sequence also went there to sew the sequence on the crepe, and I connected the bias all the way to the down part. So you see the lining. If you actually want to line it, it's fine. If you don't want to line it, you just turn the upper side, because when I was done, I discovered that like it was really it was stiff and too bulgy for me to fold for the slits at the sides. So I did the same thing to this back as well. I wanted to turn it with the lining as well all the way to the down part, and I also sewed the different panels on it as well, as you can see. Turn the neckline as well from the zip side as well. So I'm going to be placing the right sides of this back facing each other just the same way you see like this, and then I just place my lining to know where it's going to, my zip, I mean to say, to know where it will stop, and then from there I'm going ahead to sew from there all the way to the down part, because I already folded the zip allowance, so I know where to sew. I'll sew it all the way and close down the down part. So I also went there to fix the zip on the dress as well. I also wanted to sew the downside. I'll open the seam and then I'll go ahead and iron it so that it will be flat, and I'll be placing the right side of the back and the front together like this, and then I'll open it and then sew the shoulder. I'll do the same thing to this other side as well. So guys, I'm actually done joining the shoulders. As you can see, I'm done joining from the both sides of the shoulder. So I'm going to be placing the right side again. I turn it over. I already went there to mark where the pocket is going to start from the shoulder line to 18 inches. That's where the pocket is going to start from. And I also wanted to cut these different panels. As you can see how the shape is, I already have a tutorial to actually cut this really easy way on my channel. I'll link it in my description. So I'm going to be placing it on the right sides facing each other. The side that actually curvy is going to be from the upper side, so I'll place it on the right side of the fabric from the both sides. As you can see that it's actually curvy, the side that is up, and then I'll go ahead and insert my measurement and then take it to my sewing machine to sew. So guys, I'm done doing that. So I went ahead to insert my measurements. So this is what it looks like. You see, I was actually telling you guys that I added more allowances. It's actually made it to be bulgy from inside. So just add 1 inch of sewing allowance is okay. So for the sleeve, I went ahead to cut it to turn it as well. And so I'm going to be inserting my biceps, her biceps, and then I will insert the measurement for the downside. It's going to be a bit free, and then I will go ahead and place it on the right side. You see that I have that sewing allowance there already. I'll place it and then sew it around. Do the same thing to the other side as well. So guys, I'm done doing that. I'm done sewing the sleeves, both sleeves on the dress. So the next thing is just to basically fold from the slits, the side slit. I already went there to hem it with hemming gum so that it will be easy. So it's just to go ahead and fold it and sew it from there, from the both sides. So when I went to sew, I discovered that it was wide, too wide for me. So I still opened it up and folded it again. You see, I opened it up and folded it again so that it will not be too wide for me. So I'm lining it, and then the whole fabric just made it to be so big. Alright, but it was still fine. It was still okay. So this is basically how it looks like. It was not as wide as the way it was anymore. So basically that's how the whole thing looks like at the downside. So the next thing for me to do is just basically iron everything. I'll go ahead and iron it so that it will be flat. It will be nice and flat. So guys, this is basically how it looks like. This is how the V shape look like at the downside with the different panels. So, and this is not my dress though, I just wore it to snap with it. Thank you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.